If you look up here, the drinker is empty. It's even upside down. There's a pot. The bulb is not there. And look at the structure behind me. The structure is empty. So the question is it really feasible to start a chicken farm in 2023? That is what we are here to discuss. Hello, I'm that biotech guy. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Here on this channel, we talk about the different things required to successfully get into poultry business. In this edition, we shall be discussing why you shouldn't start a poultry farm in 2023. Now, this behind me used to be a poultry farm that housed about 100 chicken. Not only the housing, but also where I'm standing and where this wall is on the other side. There used to be chicken. Sorry. Yeah, the dust is a little affecting because it has been a while. This place is not used. So the first issue I see, most of the people trying to get into this business want to get into it as a side hustle. Well, let me warn you, if you want to get into this business, don't risk as a side hustle. Most of the people are like, hey, I have this job and how is it called? A beautiful pay? Handsome pay? One of the two. I'm having this good pay and I would really want to start up a business of my own, and I've been thinking about poultry. I start doing it as I keep on doing my job. Well, that's a good point, but soon I'll bring you some live examples of people who tried that before you and they have results but hey, once bitten, twice shy. So, and I think another thing is it's better if we learn from other people's mistakes other than first making the mistake to learn. So soon we shall be featuring those stories of what went wrong from other people that had everything. They had the labor, they had the capital, they had the land, they had the structures, but things didn't make sense. So subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you can get notified the next time we upload such series. So talking about the side hustle, it's possible if you put up this business and you could give it minimal time, but that depends if you understand what you're doing. If you are going to bring one day birds and you want to take it as a side hustle, I would like to warn you not to try, because those birds require a lot of time, a lot of care, heat management. If it's too hot, they will die. If it's too cold, they will die. So in such a case, we shall be bringing how and when and what kind of birds you could get that could be able to manage themselves. So the second one is the financial bit. So when I say the financial bit, are you financially capable? What do I mean by financially capable? I don't want to say that people who are not maybe rich. I don't only mean the financially stable people. What I'm trying to say is you must have a budget that fits and is enough to raise your birds from the time you acquire to the time you sell. You must be able to keep an extra percentage. What do I mean by this extra percentage? In case you are calculating that in 6 weeks I will have sold off my birds, what if by 6 weeks you don't have the market? That 1 week where you are not giving feed, you will have a story to tell, because these are not people that you can explain. These are like babies. You cannot tell a baby there is no food today. Like, the baby needs to eat. So watch out if you don't have enough financing for your budget. Another thing within the financial aspect, if you have noticed, the prices have gone up. So meaning it's not only the food prices, the feed too has risen. So it's unpredictable to know what cost the feed will be 6 weeks down the road. For instance, if you're bringing in layers take quite some time to start giving you eggs. Can you sustain them for that long? If not, don't put a foot in this business. In your locality, can you prevent your farm from smelling? You get, because remember, this is western, it's mixed with water, and how are you going to keep your farm from not smelling? This might not be a challenge to people who have like the land and they're willing to start big, and maybe like you have your acre somewhere that is well aerated. This is for somebody who wants to start small. So you're starting small and you're putting maybe this within your neighborhood, because on this channel we encourage people starting small. So you're going to put up something maybe behind your house, behind maybe your fence, maybe next to your neighbors. There's a space between you and the neighbor. You put up a small structure, maybe 2-3 layers. So this is waste. How are you going to prevent it from smelling? When you remove these wood shavings, where are you going to take it? You get, there's a common narrative of put it in the garden. Yes, you have your cages in Kampala. Whose garden are you going to put it in? Maybe you're in Gulu City, you're in Soroti City. Where exactly are you going to take that? Yes, we understand it's manure, but whose farm is within the city? So who are you going to give it to, or who are you going to supply it to, or where will you dispose it? So you have to answer those before you engage and you embark on this journey. You will forgive me for that noise, because this is a home area, and you can hear the kids are back from school shouting in the background, trying to play, but I guess we can bear that sound. But anyway, my third point is so that drives us to the third point. Do you have the knowledge to do this business? Do you have the basic knowledge to start? Do you have knowledge of your competitors? Do you have knowledge of the market around you? 3 days, what do you do? Vaccination. Do you know the procedure of vaccination? Do you know the vaccines you're supposed to administer? Do you know how to handle the vaccines? Do you know when to vaccinate? Is it even important to vaccinate? Do you know how to access the vaccines? Do you know how to transport the birds? The transport might be easy when maybe you buy in bulk and then they deliver. Then, do you know how to handle the sick birds? So, those are some of the questions you have to ask yourself. And if you don't know, I don't have an answer for that. So, first, address your mind to search before you jump, because when you jump out of the frying pan, you might not land on the ground, you might land in the fire. So that is the knowledge bit. Another thing is the structure. Do you have the structures already in place? If it's a no, then do you have the money for the structure? If it's a yes, then what kind of structure are you going to put up? There are different types of structures where the birds can survive in. Actually, in the next video we shall be describing the types of structures and which is most effective for what type of birds. So in this, it's like a flat surface, and then the litter is poured on top of the surface. So the waste from here doesn't cross here, so everything is maintained here. So you have to clean. So this is like a different house from this, and it's a different house from this, and even on the floor, that is how it was. So if you want a structure, what kind of structure are you going to put up for your birds? What kind of structure? Do you know the type of structure? So before you have the right information, I would advise you not to. Don't, because you will have a story to tell. Who wants to stay near a smelly place? You get. So you are in for people who have land in maybe isolated places and estates, developing estates, that could make sense because you have enough space, there is good aeration, there is. So if you don't, and you are thinking of urban farming, hey, where are you going to put your smelly things? So are your neighbors comfortable with that? If not, how are you going to prevent it from smelling? Are you cleaning every day? If you are, do you have the time every day? And can you clean every day? Do you know the methods of preventing the house from smelling? That may sound new to some of you, but hey, as that biotech guy, I'll be taking you through most of these, so you don't have to worry. We hope you don't only watch these videos for entertainment. We hope you pick a leaf and then you start to. With this, when you get a challenge, you can put it in the comment section, reach out, maybe we could get a physical meeting and then a physical visit to your farm. But hey, care about the biosecurity too. The last bit would be, who is your target market and where you are? What is the price and what are the available resources? Because we all know what chicken feed on, but hey, is it available in your locality? Where your farm is? What does the cost of maize bran go for? You might find you are doing business with these increased prices and you're rearing chicken and what you put in is exactly what you get out. Is that business? So, what are the alternative sources that you could use to raise these birds? There are people who have moved to like maggot rearing and just to cut down the protein cost, because most of the feed, the price of the feed usually is raised high by the protein. The protein is where the problem is. The carbohydrates can be gotten because maize is not that expensive, though lately posho is almost 5,000 a kilo. So hey, 5,000 for posho. So do you think animal feed would be any cheaper? I don't think. How are you going to minimize the production cost without minimizing the output? For more of this type of content, stick around with me and I will be putting up videos every single week for you and I to interact. Leave comments in the comment section so that I would be able to know what you really want to know next and I would be able to answer. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and YouTube. And we shall be glad when you join our community. Thank you. Till next time.